my name is Maddie and I like to bake. Today we're going to dive into the chemistry of leavening and how high altitude affects it. To demonstrate this, I will be making a coffee cake. Now, you may be wondering what leavening is. Well, leavening is helping your cake batter rise by releasing CO2 bubbles into it. Leavening can happen with the help of many things, such as baking soda, baking powder, beating your eggs, sifting your flour, and creaming your butter and sugar. While we do have eggs, butter, sugar, and flour in our cake, today we're going to be focusing on baking soda and baking powder. Now, while they might look very similar, baking soda and baking powder do have some big differences. Our first being how they react. Baking soda needs an acid to react. Once it interacts with its acid, the baking soda will decompose into carbon dioxide, water, and sodium carbonate. Our baking powder has an acid mixed with it already. It will use the hydronium molecules in the acid to decompose into sodium, water, and carbon dioxide. Another important difference between baking soda and baking powder is how they react and how many times they react. Our baking soda only reacts once it mixes with its acid. Baking powder will react twice, once when it first mixes with water, and another time as it bakes in the oven. Our baking powder also produces all its available carbon dioxide into the cake. Now that we know about the production of carbon dioxide in our cakes, let's talk about why its rate of production is so important. If your cake runs out of steam early on during its baking process, then upon removing your cake from the oven, the cake will concave down on itself. Now that we know about leavening, also known as the production of carbon dioxide in your cake, how does high altitude affect leavening? A quick review. For our purposes, leavening is releasing carbon dioxide bubbles into your cake mixture with the help of baking soda and baking powder. I live at 7,000 feet, which can affect our chemical reactions in a cake, because at high altitude, there is a lower air pressure and a lower boiling point. Today we're going to be doing a tasty experiment. We're going to be making 2 cakes, one adjusting for high altitude and one not. When you don't adjust for high altitude in your cakes, the chemical reactions occur quicker, meaning that the CO2 bubbles are released too quickly and cause large pockets of air in your cake. When you remove your cake from the oven, the cake will collapse. On our second cake, we're going to be adjusting for the high altitude by reducing the amount of baking soda and baking powder we use. As you can see, I have both cakes in front of me. Because both cakes had such a thick batter, neither cake fell in on themselves. However, as you can see in this cake, which was adjusted for high altitude, there is a better dome on top. Thanks for watching!